right. Good evening. Current time is 7:58 p.m. I am Ryan. We are going to do a quick impromptu update briefing here. Just going to talk about what we're seeing across the state, how the forecast is trending, all of that good jazz. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm not going to waste too much time. I won't be looking at comments too much with this stream, but I will give you guys information that you guys need to know with this system. So starting off, current radar across the state on the screen currently. We have snow falling all the way up to almost the Michigan state line now. Even on our weather cameras across the state, even in North Indiana here up in the Rensselaer, snow is beginning to fall up there as well. A little bit ahead of schedule with this snowfall here. Other areas, looking in Vermilion County, the grass is already covered. Highway there becoming very slick. There's a snowplow actually we're working through itself right there. But overall, heavy snow is going to move into the state later on tonight. But overall, a nice snowy picture here overspraying the state of Indiana just a tad bit ahead of schedule. Now, the heaviest stuff will move in a little bit later on tonight. Looking at the radar here, some darker blues down by the Terre Haute, Sullivan, Vincennes, and Evansville areas. So perhaps some heavier snow in the southern part of Indiana. This will intensify the later on we go into the night. Now, going ahead and switching this back over here to good old model runs. The latest data coming in, so I can refresh this. It's not out just yet. It's just starting to come in for the, we call it 00Z models. But if I run this back to the last model run here, we're going to see a little bit perhaps of a break briefly into the late evening hours. But overall, this is very saturated atmosphere here, so I would not be shocked if we see a gap at all. But heavier stuff will move in later on tonight. Here's 11 p.m., midnight. Here's 1 and 2 a.m. The darker blues down by the Kentucky border. That is where the heaviest snow starts to pile up here while we're sleeping. 2, 3, 4 a.m. This continues all throughout the night into Sunday morning. We're talking 8+ hours of moderate to heavy snowfall across central and southern Indiana. By the time we get to Sunday morning, 9 a.m., system is starting to move out of the state here. Still snowing though. Here's the model ending at noon. Northwest Indiana is cleared first. The western half of Indiana will follow suit shortly after. So the system will start to wrap up here by early afternoon from the west side of the state to the east side of the state. And by about the, we're going to say, dinner time frame of 6 to 8 p.m., the entire system is moving out into Ohio, leaving us with just dry conditions, unless you're up in the South Bend, Michigan City region where lake effect snow could continue onward. Now, the big question is, how is the forecast looking? Any updates, any shifts, any changes? The answer is not a thing. Models continue to show exactly what we called for over the exact same areas here. So on the latest model, 9 to 15 inches south of the I-70 corridor, still on track here with a little bit more expected from about the Evansville up toward about perhaps, I want to say Jasper areas, Jasper, Mitchell, Salem, Austin, Versailles area. That strip still seeing a little bit more so in the way of amounts. North I-70 still seeing anywhere from 5 inches to perhaps 11 inches in some spots. Would not be shocked with the system to overachieve. There's still a lot of moisture. The atmosphere was very saturated very early on. It's a very saturated environment. Everything's on track here to verify quite nicely. Again, wind is going to be a big issue tomorrow evening. We could see northerly gusts right around 25 miles per hour. That could drift and blow rural roads and make them completely impassable. Sunday night into Monday morning could be quite treacherous across much of the state. But starting late tonight into tomorrow morning, central and south Indiana, I'd be off the roads for sure. North Indiana, throughout Sunday, stay off the roads as well. Sunday night, though, will be the worst of it with drifting and blowing, even after the snow ends. So with that being said, that is the update. Everything's on track. No major changes with the forecast. Everything is looking nice, fine and dandy. Looking at the NDOT traffic-wise map, we have seen a couple accidents out there, but largely we're looking at traffic cams to see where the snow's at. Down here in the Seymour area, you can see the highways are getting snow covered. The good news is there's not a lot of traffic out on these webcams that we're seeing. Down by Evansville as well, we're seeing these webcams. Snow-covered roads there, continuing to pile up down there, but it will intensify and get worse the later on we get into the night. The worst is going to be overnight into Sunday morning. So keep that in mind. It was not all expected today. I've seen some comments. It's not that bad out there. Yeah, it's just getting started. So give it several hours. It'll get a lot worse as we move into the evening. I will take a look at comments here. And I will take a brief minute to answer some. Clayton asks, is Indiana in the state of emergency? Yes, we just got word a few minutes ago, about half hour ago actually, that they declared a state of emergency. All that basically means is they're going to basically use all the resources they can to get the snow out of here and keep people safe. So a lot of people get stranded out there. It's going to be cold as well. Keep that in mind. It's a very cold air mass here. So hypothermia, frostbite can still set in very quickly. It's important that we get the people who are stranded if they do happen to get stranded. So we're just going to use all the resources that we can to get those people out of those situations. I'll throw the forecast on the screen for you guys. This is our latest forecast. We are not changing a single thing. We feel it's very well on track here to verify. So south I-70, 9 to 15, north I-70, or along it, should I say, about a foot of snow, up to about a foot of snow, and then up by Lafayette to Fort Wayne, 5 to 9, and northwest Indiana, 3 to 6 there from Gary, South Bend, Rensselaer areas. So not too much in the way of changes to the evening forecast. Travel advisories are already being issued by some counties. We will likely see those get upgraded as the evening goes on. So pay attention to those on the Homeland Security website. They have updated that site several times today. So pay attention to that website if you want to know your advisory areas. We'll put a map out tomorrow morning as well, of those advisories. But right now it's a bit too early with snow just beginning to fall. It's just typical winter technically outside right now. It will get a lot worse as the night goes on. Couple more questions and then I'll hop out of here. If you have not done so already, hit the like button on the stream. Appreciate that if you do. It helps us out here at IWN. Also for your fellow Hoosiers who may not know who we are or what's coming, which if they don't know by now, they must live under a rock because this has been the headline for the past 3 or 4 days. I do, Chris. I do, actually. All right, I'm going to hop out here. I don't see too many questions rolling in. Snow will intensify after around 10 p.m. tonight, and especially overnight while we're sleeping, 2 a.m. and afterwards. It'll really start to ramp up there for the state, including South Indiana. Yeah, I would say if you have any needs to get to the store for beer, toilet paper, food, whatever be it, I would still say do it tonight because tomorrow is going to be a lot worse than what it is right now. It's still going to be slick out there in some spots, so take it easy, but it's still at least manageable in some areas. Honestly, in most areas. It'll be a different story waking up tomorrow morning. Sarah, the snow is going to end tomorrow, Sunday evening, around 7 p.m. or just shortly thereafter. If you're on the west side of the state, could be a bit earlier. On the east side, could be a bit later. All right, we're going to hop out of here. Appreciate you guys watching. We will have updates on the pages throughout the evening as well as into tomorrow. Stay safe, stay warm, and if you're just tuning in, everything's on track. Forecast is set to verify. Snow will ramp up later on tonight. Stay off the roads if you can. Like I said before, stay safe, stay warm. I'll catch you guys later tonight. If not then, tomorrow morning for another update here live at IWN. Thank you for watching.